Let's talk about this. All right. This is what started here. North Korea warns of a very grave situation after Biden called it a security threat. Biden, you're calling Putin a killer. You're basically taunting North Korea. Well, let's read about it. The U.S. will face a very grave situation because President Joe Biden called North Korea a serious threat. A senior foreign ministry office official in the secretive communist state said Sunday Biden made a big blunder in his first address to Congress last week when he criticized North Korea and Iran's nuclear programs. Kwon Jong-gun said in a statement released via the KCNA state news agency. Calling them serious threats to the U.S. and world security, Biden said he would work with American allies to address those threats through diplomacy and stern deterrence. What does that mean? We're going to sternly stop you, deter you from doing things, North Korea, and we're going to use diplomacy. I'm sorry. You're going to use diplomacy with North Korea? What president actually did that and got to talk to, that's right, that was President Trump. He did a pretty dang good job of that, didn't he? Peace in the Middle East. He actually met with the North Korean leader and went across the line. Biden is going to, he's going to threaten them with stern deterrence and call them a threat. And then it's not going to work, man. But Kwon said his speech clearly reflects his intent to keep enforcing the hostile policy towards the DPRK as it had been done by the U.S. for over half a century. The DPRK stands for the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the North's official name. Kwon added that his country will be compelled to press for corresponding measures, and with time, the U.S. will find itself in a very grave situation without elaborating on what that situation might be. What the heck does that mean? What does that mean? What? Finding ourselves in a grave situation? Okay, that sounds like a threat to me. That sounds like is that not a threat? Are they not threatening us that, hey, America, you're going to find yourself in a grave situation soon because of what your president just said to us? When I mean Biden's weakness, it means he's making us look weak. He called Putin a killer. Putin said, I want to talk to you about that. Let's do it live. Let's communicate. And Biden is nowhere to be seen. How does that make us look on the world stage? Weak. He says North Korea is a threat? A serious threat? And they go, you think we're a serious threat now? Or you're going to face some grave circumstances soon. Like, wait a minute. What? A grave situation? Okay, that sounds like they're going to do something against us. All right? That sounds like a threat to me. They're now threatening us, Joe Biden. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Huh? You going to go run and hide like you did against Putin when he said, I would like to debate you because you think I'm a killer. Let's talk. He ran and hid. I haven't heard of them debating. Have you? Did the president of America, go and debate Putin? No, I don't think they did. Yeah, I don't think they did. I want to know what this grave situation is. NBC News has reached out to the State Department for comment, but the White House said Friday that Biden administration had completed a rigorous review of its North Korea policy, settling on a new approach to pressure the pariah state to denuclearize. Let's see what that is. Rather than seeking a grand bargain, White House spokesperson Jen Psaki said a new policy would be a collaborated, practical approach that is open to and will explore diplomacy with the DPRK. Former President Trump became the first sitting American president to set foot on North Korean soil in 2019, but despite Trump holding several high-profile meetings in North Korea's leader, or with North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, relations soured, and talks about the denuclearization of Korean Peninsula ended without a deal. Let's see what they have to say about this. Biden administration sets new North Korea policy of practical diplomacy. What the heck does that mean? Because they seem like they're freaking ready. And so does China, for example. They're straight up pushing and prepping. And what are we working on? Oh my gosh. Before I say this, all right, I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against whoever you want to sleep with, it doesn't matter. But when the Air Force is posting the first ever all gay helicopter ride or helicopter crew, why does that matter? These people want to be, they want to end, they want to be normal, right? Isn't that the thing? Don't you just want to be treated like a normal person? Like, our military is becoming feminine, or, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. There's so many different, I'm sure this is going to piss some people off, but like, I don't really care, whatever. I'm just saying what I think, all right? We're focused more on, equality and making the training easier for women to be able to complete it instead of holding it here. This is the level that anyone who wants to be in our military has to achieve these things. Like, well, you know what? You can wear long hair and you don't have to do as much work. So because we want to be equitable, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're weakening our military while these people are working hard on making their military strong. Okay. What's going on? What's happening? It's like, I don't care that everyone in that helicopter is gay. Like, okay, and are they good at their jobs? That's all I care about. What does it matter what their sexual orientation is? That doesn't bother me. Why are you shoving it into everyone's face? Look who I like to sleep with. What does it matter? That's who you are as a person that you can't change, right? And we shouldn't judge people on things they can't change, right? The color of their skin, who they like to sleep with. That's fine. You do you. But don't shove it down people's throats. Don't make that your entire identity. That's not normalizing things. They are literally keeping it from being normalized by maintaining a difference, if like a segregation, if you will. Right? It's a problem. Well, these countries don't give. China made it. Feminists aren't allowed on social media anymore. If gayness is a mental disorder in China, they straight up went there and did that. Okay? So you think that they care about that? No. China cares about making a strong military. North Korea cares about a strong military. What are we doing? We can barely even keep up the mandated amount of ships in our Navy. We've got issues that we have to handle. Look at this. Japan expresses concern over China's military expansion. Yeah, they're expanding. They're everywhere. They're building bases in Africa, in different islands all over the Pacific. They're taking over the South China Sea. I think that's what this is mostly about here. Japan expressed concern over Chinese regime's military expansion and its activities in the Indo-Pacific in a foreign policy report released on April 27th. Beijing's strengthening of its military and activities in the East and South China Seas have become a serious security concern for the region and the international community. The states the Diplomatic Blue Book of Japan in 2021, an annual report by the country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Blue Book highlighted that during the past 30 years, the Chinese regime's military spending has increased by approximately 44 times. 44 times. That's huge. Beijing now has the world's largest navy. As of early 2020, the U.S. Navy had approximately 293 ships compared to the estimated 350 ships that make up Chinese naval force, according to the 2020 Pentagon report. The Blue Book stated that incursions by Chinese Coast Guard ships in waters near the disputed Senkaku Islands violated international law by entering Japanese territorial waters. The inhibited inhabited islands are located in the East China Sea and are claimed by both Japan and China, which calls them the Diaoyu Islands. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's fine. The report also criticized China's new Coast Guard law, which allows its maritime law enforcement to fire at foreign vessels. The statements by Japan came amid escalated Chinese activity in the East and South China Seas. The regime recently sent large vessels believed to be manned by maritime militia to the disputed White Sun Reef in the South China Sea, prompted protests from the Philippines. Yeah, some 200 ships. They claimed that they were fishing vessels. The Chinese regime claims sovereignty to almost the entire South China Sea, despite a 2016 international court ruling that rejected these territorial claims. Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam have competing claims in the waterway. The South China Sea, one of the world's major shipping routes, has been regarded as among the most volatile regions in the world. The Blue Book also expressed concern about the regime's crackdown in Hong Kong and human rights abuse in the Xinjiang region. Beijing reacted angrily to Japan's statement, with Wang Wenbin, spokesperson for China's foreign ministry, on April 27th, saying the Blue Book viciously attacks and smears China and unjustifiably interferes in China's internal affairs. Earlier this month, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga met with President Joe Biden at the White House in Biden's first face-to-face summit since taking office. The two leaders had serious discussions on the Chinese regime's influence in the Indo-Pacific, Suga said at the White House on April 16th. We agree to oppose any attempts to change the status quo by force or coercion in the East and South China Seas and intimidation of others in the region, he said. I think that we have a weak president. Period. That's what I think. I think we have a weak president. I think Joe Biden is weak. He's making us look weak. He's catering to the woke mob, and I've read articles about in different countries saying that wokeness going on in America that's infiltrating the government, the military, that's not going to fly over here. We're not going to have that. We can't have that here. Okay, that's killing that country. We are being torn apart and split up, divided, segregated by skin color, by sexual orientation, by politics, by whether you want to wear a mask or not, even if you're vaccinated. Fully vaccinated people don't even want to stop wearing masks for fear of being confused for a Republican. But what? That's how far they have us all separated. Got to keep them separated. Yeah, they want us all separated because it's easier to divide and conquer. What's going to happen if China suddenly goes, you know what? We're taking the world. We're going to take over the world. Then what? Then what are you going to do? Huh? Are we going to be prepared for it? They now have the largest navy. We don't have the largest navy anymore. They're taking over space. They straight up said, if we get to the moon first, it's ours. They straight up said, we want the world, and the world would be better off for it. China came out and said that. No one seems to be talking about that. Well, why are they building up the biggest military they've ever seen? Well, because they want to take over the world. And guess what? We have a weak president. Yep. He's weak. And it's like, some say he's a puppet. Maybe. He's still weak. And I worry for it. Because I love this country. And I love this planet. And I don't want China to take over.